Ever let go of a gun and then feel like you just gave away a piece of your soul? At the time, it probably felt like a smart move. Maybe you weren't shooting it much, maybe something cooler caught your eye, but weeks later, that old revolver starts creeping back into your thoughts, and the worst part, you can't get it out of your head or your safe. Some guns don't just function, they connect. They've got stories, scars, and that unshakable feeling of, I'll never find one like that again. So, before you swap that steel and soul for something plastic and forgettable, let's take a minute, because these are 7 revolvers you should never sell. They're not just tools, they're legends, and once they're gone, trust me, you'll feel it. Let's count them down. Number 7, Ruger Security 6 357 Magnum. You ever pick up a revolver and just know it's tougher than it looks? That's the Ruger Security 6. Back in the 70s, this was Ruger's bold move into the double-action world, stepping up to challenge legends like Colt and Smith & Wesson. And the price? Half of what a Colt Trooper would run you. But don't mistake value for weakness. This was built like a tank. It came out in 71, hitting the market strong in 72. Chambered at 357 Magnum, the original models were sleek, blue steel, and rugged to the core. Later, they dropped stainless models, and those, game changers, cops started carrying them. Outdoorsmen trusted them, and collectors, they're still hunting them down. What made the Security 6 special wasn't just the power, it was the balance. A 2.75-inch version, nearly perfect for fast draws and soft enough on recoil to make Magnum loads manageable. Add in the rock-solid adjustable sights and one of the toughest frame designs of the era, and you've got a revolver that just refuses to quit. Field strip it with a coin, load it fast, fire it with confidence. It might be Ruger's old guard, but it still runs with the best of them, and if you've got one in your safe, hang on tight. Number 6, Colt Agent. Now, here's one that flies way too low under the radar. The Colt Agent, small, sleek, and severely underrated. Introduced in 1955, the Agent was Colt's answer to the rising demand for a lightweight, concealable revolver, and man, did they deliver. Think of it as the Colt Cobra's stripped-down sibling, trimmed and tuned for a deep carry without sacrificing power. Same 6-shot 38 special capacity, but they chopped the grip frame, shaved the weight with an aluminum body, and suddenly you had a snub nose that disappeared into a coat pocket. Collectors called it part of the D-frame legacy. But back in the day, it was just the gun you carried when you didn't want anyone to know you were carrying. The early Agents, with the thin barrel and exposed ejector rod, weighed around 17 ounces loaded. That's nothing. Yet they packed enough punch to hold their own. Later models, especially the Agent LW, got tougher barrels, a shrouded ejector, and a bit more durability. Those are still shootable today. Just go easy on the plus P loads in the old ones. It's a revolver with character, a snub nose that carried Cold War cool and a compact frame. And if you got one in your safe, you're holding a true piece of Colt's forgotten greatness. Don't sell it, you'll regret it the second it's gone. Number 5, the Ruger Blackhawk. Some say revolvers are dead. I say they've just been waiting on the right hands. If you've never shot a Ruger Blackhawk, you're missing out on a piece of American grit wrapped in steel and nostalgia. This isn't your grandpa's old plinker. Okay, it might be, but the point is, it still slaps. The Blackhawk is a single-action revolver that takes things back to the roots of gunfighting. Simple, strong, reliable, no frills, just function. It's the kind of handgun that feels like it could outlive you and still be kicking when your grandkids pull it out of the safe. Chambered at 45 Colt or 357 Magnum, with options for convertible cylinders, it's as versatile as it is rugged. You can load it light for small game or heavy for serious backwoods defense. It doesn't care, it just keeps working. Now, yeah, it's only 6 shots, and no, it doesn't spit brass or carry 15 rounds, but here's the thing, it doesn't need to. This is the revolver that's taken deer at 75 yards and punched through steel when others jammed or failed. It rolls in the hand, absorbs recoil like a champ, and shoots straight when it counts. And let's be honest, there's something special about the feel of cocking that hammer before every shot. Bottom line, you don't sell a Blackhawk, you pass it down. Now number 4, Smith & Wesson Model 10. You ever hold a gun and just feel a history in it? That's the Model 10. This isn't some flashy tactical pistol. Nope, this is the revolver that rode on the hips of cops, soldiers, and detectives for over 100 years. Since 1899, this thing's been in the fight and is still going strong. Here's the deal. It's a 6-shot, 38 special on a K-frame. Nothing fancy, but everything just works. The trigger, smooth and double action, crisp and single. The weight just enough to soak up recoil, but not so heavy it feels like a brick in your hand. And if you've never shot one, let me tell you, it points naturally, like it's reading your mind. Later versions got beefier barrels and cleaned up sights, but the DNA never changed. This is a workhorse, one you can pass down, one that's already been through more than most guns ever will. Polymer pistols are cool. Yeah, 15+1 capacity is nice, but sometimes simple is better. The Model 10 doesn't need to impress. It's already done the job for a century. If you've got one, don't let it go. Seriously, you'll regret it. Number 3, Ruger GP100. If there's one revolver that laughs in the face of wear and tear, it's the beast right here, the Ruger GP100. This isn't some fragile, safe queen. It's built to be used, abused, and still hit dead center at 25 yards like nothing happened. Everything about the GP100 screams durability. It's got a full steel frame, a beefy 4.2-inch barrel, and a grip that just melts into your hand. And that weight, it's not just for show. It tames .357 Magnum like it's nothing. But here's what really seals the deal. This revolver feels like it was made for you. The trigger's smooth, the recoil's manageable, and the balance, perfect. Whether you're plinking at the range or packing heat in the wild, this thing's got your back. And don't let anyone tell you revolvers are outdated. The GP100 proves they're not just relevant, they're essential. Rugged, accurate, reliable. It's a revolver you trust your life with and then pass down to someone who will trust theirs with it too. Don't sell it. Don't even think about it. Number 2, Smith & Wesson Model 686. Some revolvers aren't just built, they're forged into legend. And if I had to pick one revolver to carry through hell or high water, it would be this one, the Smith & Wesson 686. This wheel gun isn't flashy. It doesn't scream for attention, but the moment you wrap your hands around that L frame and thumb back the hammer, you'll feel it. This thing was built for the long haul. Or to correct the limitations of the smaller K-frame revolvers, the 686 took everything Smith & Wesson learned from decades of real-world use and packed it into a stronger, heavier frame, ready to eat .357 Magnum loads all day long without a complaint. The recoil, soaked up like it's nothing. The balance, spot on. You can run this revolver fast, or you can slow it down and ring still at 100 yards. It does both with ease. And the trigger, oh man, the trigger. Smooth as glass and double action, crisp and clean and single. You don't need to mod it. You don't need to baby it. It just works every time in every condition. For some folks, the 686 is a backup. For others, it's a range gun. But for those who've run long enough, it becomes the one. The gun you trust when everything else is on the line. The one that never lets you down. If you're building a list of keepers, the 686 doesn't just belong on it. It defines it. Now, number 1, the Colt Python 3-inch .357 Magnum. If there's one revolver on this list that earns its crown, this is it. The Colt Python 3-inch isn't just a wheel gun, it's a masterpiece in stainless steel. Let's get one thing straight. The Python isn't here for compromise. It's here to remind you of what greatness feels like. You don't just shoot a Python, you connect with it. That grip, it's like a handshake from history. That trigger, smooth as jazz. And the fit, so tight, so refined, you'll swear it was hand-built just for you. Colt took their iconic snake gun, trimmed the barrel to a punchy 3 inches, and somehow made it even better. It's got that signature vented rib, a fully shrouded ejector rod, and frame lines that just scream class. But don't let the beauty fool you. This thing barks. Full power, .357 Magnum loads will wake up your palms, but with practice, you'll learn to tame the beast. And when you do, it's magic. On the range, it's accurate, balanced, and makes a statement with every shot. It's got the attitude of a street brawler and the polish of a showpiece. And yeah, it's not cheap, but it's worth every penny. Because the Colt Python 3-inch isn't just a gun you keep, it's a gun you never let go. The kind you pass down, the kind you regret selling the moment it leaves your safe. It's number 1 for a reason. And no, it's not hype. it's earned. And that's a wrap. 7 revolvers you should never let go of. Some earn their spot with old school grit, others with buttery smooth triggers and a soul you just don't find in polymer. But all of them timeless, legendary, and the kind of guns that stick with you long after you sold them. If you've still got one of those in your safe, count yourself lucky. And if you did sell one, well, I won't say I told you so, but you know. So tell me, what's the one revolver you'll never part with, or the one you let go that still haunts you? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. And if you're into this kind of content, real talk, classic guns, zero fluff, hit that subscribe button. More deep cuts, more iconic hardware, and yep, more revolvers are headed your way. Catch you in the next one.